What's up, y'all? I'm sorry I'm running late. Yeah, I'm running late, but I'm here. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling? Hopefully everybody is doing good. What's up, beautiful? What's up, Winnie? What's up, Paris? Hello, hello, hello. So what I thought about this show is because I hear this all the time, or I get this all the time, and then also it happened to me today. Is that AT2? You think everything is racist? You're the race guy. You're always talking about race and stuff like that. Well, if that's the only thing that you perceive me to talk about, I'm fine with that. um, you know, to put it simple, I'm okay. Okay, if that's what y'all think, that's what y'all think. I can't change your perception on it. And like I said, if that's the way y'all feel, that's the way y'all feel. Now, whether or not that's true or not, either way, I don't mind it. And so I realized going into certain spaces, it's not safe. The platform that was trying to talk about racism was not the right platform for me to be on. And I didn't click the link or anything. Don't worry, I didn't do that. But in the chat, I noticed I was like, oh, it's pretty hostile in here. And then somebody else had said something to the effect of like, oh, well, only one person has said, get out of the country and go back to your own country and get reparations. And I was like, hmm, was that a dig at me? And first of all, I did not say that. And that statement was definitely taken out of context. But hey, if that's what your takeaway was, then it is what it is. And so somehow these Caucasians were trying to tell me and teach me about race. And not just only Caucasians, because the platform that I went to, it was actually ran by a black person, but they were non-American, but they were trying to explain race relations in America, and then turned around and said, "Oh, it's not about race," and then tried to explain to me what xenophobia was and all this other shit, and I'm kind of like, okay. And I left that platform and I was all like, oh, this is not a safe space for black people. And then they told me to go fuck off. And I was like, oh, okay. Listen, you ain't got to tell me but one time to go fuck off. Like, okay, and don't worry, I won't be back. And everybody got a second chance or third chance or fifth chance. The last time I said, this isn't even like me beefing or anything. What's up, Stephanie? This isn't even like me beefing or anything like that. It's just I won't be back. Don't worry, don't trip. I got you. I understand. So I will go fuck off and find me something to do. So that's why I'm doing this video. Um, you know, I probably first came on here and I was like, oh, I need to be more like not in the middle, but I need to make sure that I'm kind of not worldly, but I want to make sure that I can get in the mainstream. So certain things that are conversation pieces, I need to stay away from, so my platform can be a platform for everyone. What's up, Norris? But I quickly realized that no, I don't need to change my platform or the way that I do things. Excuse me, as far as doing certain topics, I think if anything, if you come to my channel, this is what you should expect. This is what we're going to be talking about. And I'm going to give you my honest opinion. And whether or not you like it, I'm going to speak my mind. And so, with that being said, this is the lane and where I'm going to be. I don't give a damn. You either like it or you don't. So, with that being said, I have to run my platform the way that I run it. And if, oh, he talks about race too much, okay, that's fine. Don't watch it. That is completely fine. Mind you, I know that it's not true, but if they feel that way, they feel that way. But I'm not changing shit for nobody. And like I said, that platform where it was, and it's not that, oh, I need a safe space where everybody makes me feel good and all this other stuff. No, no, no. It's not that. But I feel like if you're going to talk about a serious topic, like something about race and somebody potentially, infiltrating like this black space and saying, oh, they love everybody and they this and that. And then you find out really online, they support the KKK, they hate all the immigrants and all that stuff, then I think those ideas, you should have an open space for everybody's opinion. And I think what was upsetting was that I had mentioned a name in the chat and probably that person wasn't favorable. I don't blame this person for the racist being a racist, What's up, Trissy? I was all like, don't blame don't blame this person for the racist being a racist. Like they that's how they are. And I think people are trying to make up excuses like, oh, because this person told me this, this person found this information. Oh, it's not right. Well, I don't care who it comes from. Like, if you tell me somebody is a racist or they're this or that, I'm going to take that into consideration, being all like, oh, yeah, I ain't fucking with them, no matter if it comes from a person I like or not. So the points that they were trying to make, it was irrelevant. And so I'm like looking around and I'm all like, am I like talking to myself? And I was talking to myself. I was talking to myself. I had nobody there to protect me. I wasn't protected. Granted, do I feel like people need to come in and protect me? No. But if I'm in a crowd of people who are anti-Black, I need to get the fuck up out of there. And that's what I did. Because at the end of the day, I'm a king. I don't have to come off my throne for anybody. And the fact that I entertain fucking peasants, oh, it's not going to happen no more. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. This is why people are getting blocked, and I'm not having anything to do with them. Because it wasn't like I came for that kind of energy to try to disrupt something, or I was coming to be a tyrant or anything like that. I was just honestly engaging with the content. I would understand if I was like trolling or something like that, but I wasn't. If I was trolling, I'd be like, you did your big one. That's it. But no, I was like dead serious. Like, even if I don't like you, if you have something intriguing that I want to hear, then I'm going to watch you. Because I want to clarify, it's not about numbers or anything like that. It's not about that. It's a mind frame, right? It's a mind frame. But at the same token, you're not going to fucking disrespect me either. Because as you guys seen a couple of days ago, I can be pretty disrespectful too. But I don't even want to go in that place. Like I did that with Dookie Way. We did that back and forth, but that's not something that I'm going to keep on doing and that I even want to participate in. I told you guys why I did it, and I did it, and that's it. Shit, if anything, now that I think about it, any other time, I never seen him click King Payne's link, but when he wanted to challenge me, he wanted to click on King Payne's link. Now he wants to be a friend. Was shady for that. Having us both on the platform? No, I don't think he was shady for that. Like, because Dookie Way was the one who called me out and was like, "Oh, you clicked the link," and so that's what I did. No. I don't think. As far as that, I was set up. No. I knew what I was getting myself into. You deserve all the stuff. Thank you. I appreciate that. What's up, Quinn? How you doing? For his comments. I don't know too much of his comments. Like, once I left, I left. So I don't know what was said afterwards. But you know, he would put me solo on the screen. Like when I was going back and forth with Dookie Way, he was putting me on the screen, and then he had Donat on the screen too. So I see. So yeah, that part was shady. If you want me to answer that, yeah. But I didn't go back. Like after I dropped out, I dropped out. I didn't continue watching. To tell you the truth, I had to go Earl in the toilet. That's what I was saying. I had to go throw up again. I exhausted so much energy yelling at the screen. I told y'all, like, you know, I was drunk and stuff like that. So yeah, I exhausted a lot of energy, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm good." You know how you start getting warm, and then your mouth starts to water when you got, yeah, yeah. It was time for me to go. It wasn't like, oh, he was so scared and he was this and what? No, all he was doing was calling me fat, sloppy, you smelly, you this, you that. All those little middle school jokes and shit. Like I didn't give a damn about that. He wasn't saying nothing new. What's up, Mary? He wasn't saying nothing new, you know? It was the same old, same old. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, trust me, I can handle that. Like, that ain't okay, whatever. Yeah, no, really, I had to go because I had to, you know, so that's why I was all like, okay, all right, it's time. And then, like, when I, like I said, when I seen him slobbering out the mouth, he was, oh, I was all like, oh, okay. All right, I got you. You know, I got you now. His jokes ran out just like ding, 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 ding. Right, Norris. Like, right. Oh, like, oh, all right, okay. You know, ooh, you got me. Ooh, you doing your big one. And now I realize why he was trying to like talk over me and stuff like that. Because when I was saying the stuff about the husbands and this and that about his life, he didn't like that too much. That's why he started slobbering out the mouth because AT2 was telling the truth. I didn't have to lie. I seen the screen go black for a minute. That was so unnecessary. I feel like that was bullying. I don't like that at all. Yeah, Paris, how did you feel about it? Paris, so when I ended the show, I seen like hella people, and I'm talking about from last night, seeing hella people then click the link. So I know like there's like a delay or something like that, but I thought nobody was trying to click the link. So that's why I ended the show. But then I seen y'all after I ended the show. I was like, oh, well, too late now. No, King was like, Sean ate you up. And I feel like that was weird. I didn't watch, but I seen like in the title, it said something about like Sean ate me up. Listen, that's his friend, so that's what he's going to say. Whatever shady comments that he was making, hey, I'm gonna let him have it. But don't worry, AT2 won't be back. So, you know, that's another platform I won't be back. So y'all ain't gotta worry about that. Y'all ain't gotta, you know, do anything. Like I said, AT2 been helping everybody out in the algorithm. He's been getting them out there, you know, getting their channels popping. Not anymore. Now y'all gotta suffer. I'm gonna teach you how to treat me. That's what level I'm on. I'm gonna teach you how to treat me. You got to teach them. So that's how I feel right now. You got to teach them. And again, no hate with him, no hate with in Paris. I know you were asking me about what you call it. Who was I talking about? I was talking about Maggie's channel. Yeah, I don't worry, I won't be back. I have content in a file to watch this afternoon. Oh, you be collecting like a list of different stuff to watch? Yes, Norris, this is my second channel, so make sure you subscribe. This is probably why you didn't know. Karma is the best teacher, but ain't nothing wrong with being an 8. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Karma is the best teacher. Oh, you'll figure it out, you know. What's this? Somebody just sent me a post of Miss Barbara. Wait, hold on. What is Miss Barbara doing? What? Damn, Miss Barbara got enemies out here. I'm being petty. Why I read that out loud to y'all? I'm being petty right now. But yeah, somebody listen, I can't even defend Miss Barbara because I know Miss Barbara be talking about this. I know she do. I just watched her video where she was going off on Dookie Way and was trying to warn Tasha K about him. So, yeah, if somebody is going in on Miss Barbara, I know she did. Anybody else, I'm a question, right? But when it comes to Miss Barbara, I'm like, I know she probably said some shit. You know how me and Miss Barbara be getting down. So I know, like, if if I gotta yell and scream at Miss Barbara, I know everybody else yelling and screaming too. You had him so out of character, he jumped out of his backdrop. He was standing up showing his resident. I did. I did. I did. And listen, a lot of these people, a lot of these content creators, they don't deal well with confrontation. Excuse me. What he's used to is being able to talk at people. Like I'm talking at you. And mind you, if you're on a different platform or the person's in the chat or if the person is even blocked, you can control the narrative, you know? Now, when you're toe to toe with somebody, as long as they don't drop you down, but if you're going back and forth with somebody, then that's in real time. Like you're being confronted. So you got to think on your toes, you know? You got to think on your toes. See how quick you are. And also, too, I took it back to the old school days of when people actually clicked the link and they confronted each other. I like those times. Those are the times like I'm all like, damn, this was when YouTube was good. When you wasn't afraid and you was like, okay, I'm gonna click that link and we're gonna have at it. And sometimes y'all had resolutions, sometimes y'all didn't, but at least y'all did that, you know? Um, that's the school of thought I come from. What's up, Citizen Morgan? I see you too. I gotta finish watching it, but I couldn't even understand it. It was a lot of screaming. Yeah, it was hard to hear and like make out what was going on. Um, yeah, because I seen like a little clip on somebody's channel, and I was like, oh damn, we were just like yelling the whole fucking time. Like I don't know if anybody understood what we were saying because I couldn't really understand him, and then knowing that we were talking at the same time, it was hard to understand me as well. Miss Barbara goes 10 toes down for AT2. Yes, she does. Definitely. Just like when she was yo, that was so funny when she was confronting King Jives about, what he did on his platform and stuff like that. Mind you, I had no idea that he had a panel, about me. It wasn't just about me, but it was about other people. But I was a target. It was funny. Like I was like, "What? Huh?" I really, honestly, didn't know about it. Like I knew they were cool, but I didn't know there was like a show about it. So I was like, "Oh." And then when I got a chance to watch it, I was all like, "Oh, this is what Miss Barbara was talking about." Okay, okay. And Miss Barbara did her big one. She did. I ain't gonna lie, she did her big one. And I was proud, because it was all like, okay, this is one side of the narrative, but it's not really the full picture and the full story. And mind you, I didn't expect them to have the full picture, full story. I didn't have any communication with them. So how would they have, the full picture or the full story? Sean is way too emotional sometimes when people don't agree with him. It's annoying and takes away from his channel. Yeah, and tries to belittle people. And yeah, I remember the whole shtick that he used to do. I don't know how his channel is today, but I figure he hasn't changed. Oh yeah, huh? I should have did a live. I was gonna say eviction, a live election show with Miss Barbara when the results came in. Yo, that would have been hilarious. But yeah, Miss Barbara probably crying right now. Mad, done tossed the TV, done throwing pots and pans all over the place. Yeah, Miss Barbara is a character. But back to the point of the video. Um, I think I've been able to create a space where I feel like people's opinions are valued and appreciated. Not everybody's platform. You're allowed to speak openly and freely. You know, sometimes you're not even allowed to say a name or, this or that. They make up rules on the fly. But I pride myself on having a platform where it's built off of different ideas, and I like to be challenged on my own ideas. And I just want to say I appreciate y'all for that. And whether people want to put me in a box and say, oh, this is all you can do or this is all you say, hey, I'm cool with it. As long as y'all love me and as long as, I love myself, that's all I care about. Oh, thank you, Tristy. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, in my passport, that was a passport picture. That was not a mugshot, y'all. That was my passport picture from um '07. Yeah. '07. So I was 18. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, and I still look the same, just fatter, but I still look the same. The Prince of the Beef. Yes. I agree. Commodity of value, right. What's up, Jackie? How you doing? I feel like I haven't seen you in a long time. Were you here yesterday? I discovered your channel when you defended yourself against Jaguar Wright. Really? Oh wow. I've had to do that a few times. Let me tell you the truth. Yeah. Oh man. Which was funny, yo. Some people, well, a lot of people agreed with my sentiment that Nicki Minaj was just like the new Jaguar Wright. Some disagreed, but most agreed. And yeah, I just thought it was interesting that I was seeing somebody literally using Jacqueline Suzette Wright talking points, but because they have a little bit of relevancy, nobody questions. And so, um, I opened up people's minds. Some people was like, "No, you stupid, you dumb, you making shit up, you lying on Nikki." Yeah, they always say that you lying on Nikki, even though there's no proof of what she's saying. We're lying on her. All right, okay. If that's what y'all think, that's what y'all think. But yeah, I always find that interesting. AT2, you be calling them out for us. Exactly. That's what I'm supposed to do. Nikki is erratic now. Nikki really lost her marbles bad. Jag Minaj allegedly. Right, Cups. Jag Minaj. Yeah, she. Mm. And it was so funny because I was all like, I don't want to talk about this shit. But I was all like, if no one else realizing like this lady literally has turned into Jaguar Wright, nobody has realized it. I was like, well, shit, I'm gonna be the one to fucking say it. I don't give a damn. And that's what I did. Oh, and by the way, shout out to the new subscribers on the backup page. We got a few new subscribers. Um, I usually only get like 1,000 views, if not just 500 views on the backup channel. But over 4,000 people watched the video on Dookie Way. So I guess some of y'all felt the same way about him. So Thank you. Uh, Quinn, they cousins, right? Jag been quiet lately. No, she's still talking Norris. It's just that nobody's paying attention. Yeah, when you're irrelevant, well, when you've been lying about everything you've been saying, yeah, people tend to tune out and stop listening. What's the name of your backup channel? This one right here, AT2 Entertainment. You're on it right now. Ouch. Right. Yeah, when you spent your whole time making up stories, making up fantasies, and then we find out none of that shit was true. Oh yeah. You done so. Done. Nothing that you said, like from, yeah, I can't even say you told a little bit of truth. Because who did you hear all those stories from? You know? Ain't Jag talking about Candace. I seen like a video of hers talking about Candace, but I don't know what she was saying, you know. Yeah, Sean is doing too much and Jag is a liar. No one wants to hear that. She not on Demori. No, I think after that cease and desist, I don't think she can talk about her no more. Her top secret information. Yeah. Or the fantasies in her bald head. Uh-huh. Sounds more like it, right? Okay, my phone kept vibrating. I'm all like, who the hell is? I thought somebody was calling me. It was just notifications. She made it up. We all heard the gossip before. Right, right. It was just shit reiterated. She would just put herself in the scenario. It was nothing new. It wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe how she know this. Shit she made up. When she lied on Storm and I saw that video, she said she was AI. Yeah, the AI, yeah. Done with her and that taco meat on her head. You know, a lot of people did believe her. She's a great oracle. She's a great storyteller. Can't take that away from her. But at the end of the day, you lying like that, nah. You didn't testify. You said you had freak off tapes on your watch. You didn't go testify at the case at the trial. Mm, no shame at all. Yeah, that's why you can't. I think the conspiracy theory shit about 10 years ago, that was like peak. But, you know, today, I think people are just all like, all right, if you ain't got no receipts, we not believing this shit. Because y'all just saying any and everything. I think a lot of people were disappointed that the Diddy trial wasn't more salacious. You know, it wasn't more salacious. And they were kind of like, oh, well, this is it. That's it. You know, but it is what it is. Oh, I know I talked about New York, but also shout out to Jersey. Mickey, she's the new governor. And basically, all the Democrats won by a landslide. So we have the mayor race in New York, the governor race in New Jersey, then the governor race in Virginia. Then we had Prop 50. Prop 50 here. Prop 50 did pass. So they're about to gerrymander the shit out of California. Hopefully they do it in the other states too. They gerrymander those because the red states, they ain't playing around. They're gerrymandering the fuck out of all them places. So the blue states need to do the same damn thing. Jaguars proves that lies eventually catch up with you. Love your shows, AT2. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, they eventually catch up. I mean, is anybody booking her for shows? No. I checked out King Payne's podcast, and is that the one that has the cheap Burger King paper? No, he has a real crown. It's not. No, he has a well, it's a real like plastic crown or whatever. You know, it's not made of gold, but it's not a Burger. Y'all so damn petty. Y'all petty as hell, and I love it. I love it. What does that mean, gerrymander? So basically, um, I don't want to say it's a legal way to rig voting. So say like, I'll give you an example of what they're doing in Texas. Shout out to Trissy. So basically, what they're doing in Texas is like, okay, we have these areas, right? The way they draw the map, they'll draw the map where it's about 90% rural, and then they'll mix in a little bit of the urban area, but it's it's like barely enough to even compete in that area. So it's always going to be red because that little 10% of the urban area, there's no way for it to combat or match. They also do it in uh why do I want to say the D in Maryland on the blue side, on the blue states. Maryland is heavily gerrymandered too. So it goes both ways, but that's just an example on the other side because I don't want you to say like, oh, well, why don't you talk about them? But Texas, you're only supposed to do it every 10 years when a new census. Texas is doing it in the middle of election season, in the middle of the 10 years, basically, because it's only 5 years in. We do the census every 10 years. So they're cheat. So basically they're quote unquote cheating, but they're cheating legally because they can legally draw the maps. So in California, instead of just Gavin Newsom doing it, he decided to have everybody vote on it, which, is smart because then he can say, oh, well, I didn't rig anything. The voters voted for it, right? Diluting voter base on political affiliation or race, yes. And if the Supreme Court overturns the voter rights, then basically they don't have to make it fair to where, oh, well, if you're in a black area, it needs to be represented in, this district. Like they can basically draw the map whatever way they want to. Donald Orange Daddy Trump is the worst president ever. Yeah. I think we haven't even seen the peak of this government shutdown and the effects. But the longer it goes on, the more we will see. And I think today people use their vote to, show their displeasure. They use their vote. But soon enough, people gonna be using their hands and feet. Let me tell you that. People gonna be using their hands and feet in a minute. Today they use their vote, but sooner or later it's gonna be hands, feet, shoulder, knees, and toes in a minute. When people are hungry, when people can't feed themselves, when people can't, find housing, people can't find jobs, it's gonna be tough. Right, beautiful. Cheeto Man gonna turn this world upside down and then hand it back to the exactly. And then the Democrats are gonna get blamed for, oh, we're in a recession and this and that. It's the same old shit that we've seen. We've seen it when Obama became president. That was the peak of remember, that was the peak of the recession when the housing crisis and all that. He got that from Bush. And then, Trump got in the office and then COVID happened and all that shit went down. We were hit badly with that. And then Biden took over and then now we're back to Trump. And now it's going to be some more shit because these tariffs that, and here's the thing. If you just looked up what a tariff is, you would have known that shit did not work or was not going to work. For example, other countries are partnering with each other and scapegoating around the USA. Instead of China buying soybeans from the United States, they're buying it from Argentina. the same Argentina that Trump gave $40 billion to, that's where they're buying the soybeans from. So, in short, for those of you who are like, can you break that down for me? Basically, what I'm telling you is that we're fucked because the countries are working with each other and excluding us from the deal. So, we're fucked. Broke it down in layman's terms. Does anybody need another translation? Y'all got it? Y'all understand it now? The countries don't want to work with us. They're going around us, so they ain't got to pay them the tariffs and shit like that, and saying, fuck you guys, we're working with each other. Fuck your tariffs. We're going to go work with other countries that are just going to give it to us for cheaper because they don't need to. It's just raspberry lemonade. It ain't nothing in the cup. Well, not alcohol, just raspberry lemonade. I was like, why not just get the wine glass? And, I like to do the wine glass sometimes for show. So I think what I'm going to do is switch it up with the wine glass in the hospital pitcher. Y'all wondering what was in that cup. And he's bombing boats. Yeah, that whole Venezuela, like, yo, do Venezuela got bombs? Like, I think we need if we're going to go to war with a country, I think we need to take like votes. Like, hey, do we really want to go, against this country? Like, I don't know if they got bombs, planes, I don't know what their military status is, but you blowing up them boats, yeah, somebody gonna come back and say some shit. And again, they blowing up them boats in Venezuela, but it still hasn't been confirmed whether or not like those are drug cartel boats. And I think that's why they're killing the people, so then they can't say, instead of taking them hostage, they're Xing them out because like, oh well, we don't want to say like, oh no, they were actually like fishermen, or they were maybe people trying to flee Venezuela, because you just can't you just can't kill people. I don't know what other terms to say. I know the K word, you're not supposed to say that, but you just can't just go around killing people. That's why there's a whole UN and all these international laws and all that shit. You just can't do that. It doesn't matter who you are. Like it's not allowed. Yeah, exactly, Stephanie. Yeah. I forgot you used to work with immigration and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, like it's a whole human rights thing, and trust me. And then, I don't know this. This is just my thinking, but what if we find out that there's children on those boats? And then how is that gonna? Yeah, I think even though they haven't really been talking about the whole boats they be blowing up, I think it's, yeah, I'm thinking that's gonna come back and haunt us. I'm thinking that's going to come back on us in some kind of way. I don't know if it's going to be in a spiritual way or actual way. I just feel like that's going to. My cousin was on that. Shut up, Cubs. Plus, they are ending these people. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm all like, it's a whole. Yeah, that's going to come back and bite us in the ass some way, somehow. Now, like I said, I don't know if Venezuela got bombs and planes and stuff like that. I don't know what their response is going to be. But the fact that we don't see they knew and see what they talking about, I'm a little like, you planet, listen, because they don't have to be nobody's government. It can literally be, some kind of vigilante, something, something, something like, yeah, we are literally watching it on TV. Right. Plus, ending them right in front of our eyes. Yeah. And they're playing it on news. That's the crazy part. It's not like even something like you had to find on like, Twitter or something like that. Like they're playing it on the news, like literally them dropping an explosion and it's going psh, and the bolts on fire are disintegrating, like mm, hmm. AT2, how did you stay up on the latest news? The internet. If you're asking me like how do I stay up today on the internet. So now that I'm getting older, what I usually do in the morning is like watch CNN or whatnot in the morning to kind of get the day started. Oh, that's when when you be watching the news or you fall asleep to the news. Yeah, you're getting old. But basically from the internet, like, like news say like MSNBC, Fox, I mean, it's all kind of like the same shtick in a way, they all have a formula. But the internet is really where, I source and I can get my information and that way I can form my own opinion. He is not God, but wants to play God. Right. Excuse me. Oh yeah, it gives me the runs too. Yeah. Yeah, but that's definitely gonna be a crazy situation with the whole boat thing. Right, laugh out loud. That's I've been watching lately, and for a laugh, I'll put on the Daily Show. I like the Daily Show. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that. Oh my god. We are desensitizing people getting ended, but we are told how awful it was for all of them people to see CK's it right. That's so true. It's funny because they didn't CKs, but the people on the boats, they played that like it was nothing. I drink my Dunkin' Donuts coffee and watch the news. You know what's so funny? Whenever I see anybody say donut, I get like, oh Lord, here we go. But sometimes y'all are literally just saying like, hey, I like donuts, like the food. I'll be like, oh Lord, what is this shit about? But no, you really meant Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, a morning news. You know what? Here's the thing. Don't forget, I'm on the West Coast. So, my 8 o'clock is like y'all 11, or 10 o'clock for some of you, 10 o'clock for Central, which you are, and then it's 11 o'clock. So I mean, would that still be morning? I feel like if I do a morning show, I need to wake my ass up like earlier in the morning so like y'all can really like because y'all probably by the time my ass wake up, it's already noon my time. So shit, that's the afternoon. I can give you an afternoon news show if y'all want that. Y'all want afternoon? I can give you nighttime. I can give you afternoon. But morning, I can give you my morning, but I can't with your morning. Yeah, wake up with AT2. No, it's not going to be called Wake Up with AT2. It's going to be called We Awake. Or no, You Awake by Now? That's what it's going to be called. So now late night show. You want a late night show? Oh, I can do that. If Piers Morgan called you up to discuss your political opinion, That's a good question. What I do, let me put Citizen Morgan comment up. So, I've been very vocal about Black people going on that show, right? Is You Up? I like that. Is You Up? That's a good title. Um, I've been very critical about Black people going on that show and then screaming and yelling like monkeys. I don't like it, right? Um, but however, if the check is good, I might make a little exception and I might do it. But also, too, I feel like it would depend on the topic. But here's the thing. Piers Morgan is known for, changing things and trying to throw curveballs at you. So I know if the topic is, say, like immigration, he's gonna be like, "Oh, well, what about the trans people? What do you think about men and girls' bathroom?" Like he's gonna try to switch it on me, and so I can totally see like it switching to something else. So it'll be. I would have to think about it. I know technically that's great publicity and that would put me in a certain light and get me to where I really want to go. But then also too, just me being so prideful and I would really have to think about it. I would have to sit with that. But that is a great question. If CNN called me and somebody who I like watching is Abby Phillips. If she called me and wanted me to be on a panel on that show, I would do it in a heartbeat. Yeah, he did it to Don Lemon. He did it to Joy Reid. He did it to Mark Lamont Hill. Even though Mark Lamont Hill, he just in the race play because he goes back on that show after that Lily Gatis girl. The one who the white girl who did the blackface. That's the girl who went viral for saying these broke ass niggas and all that shit. And then when Mark Lamont Hill went off on her on Piers Morgan's show because Piers Morgan was all like, "Say the N word. Why don't you just say it right now? Say the N word." And Mark was like, "No, you're not gonna have her say the N word while I'm here in my So, I mean, yeah, who else they gonna have on the show? Like it's a lot of questions like you gotta ask. But Abby Phillips, that's but if they ask me to be a part of that one, yeah. And I'm not opposed to I am opposed to one. Shout out to DJ Genesis, but DJ Genesis just be having these random ninjas on platforms yelling and screaming and talking about butts and shit like that. I will never do a Genesis show ever again. Or at least a panel show. I'll clarify a panel show with her. I will never do that again. But that's one platform I'm like, no. But it all depends on, the platform and how I think it's going to go. Yeah, they always talking about, oh, your butt. I don't. It'd be some weird people on there. That's all I can say. Genesis, like she know how to find them. She know how to find them. Yeah, booty gate, exactly. Yeah, that's one I would never do. No. You want me, by myself? No. You want to come on my platform? I'll do that, but I'm not going to yours. No. Not at all. I definitely would do a collaboration, but I'm not gonna go on your show with all them weirdos. No, no, thank you. What gets me is non-American like myself. I'm Welsh and white, but I won't ever put myself in someone's shoes. I have no clue about it's Riri. Oh my god, this was the frustrating part about being over there. Oh, I already told you guys, Maggie's channel. It was like when that one girl was all like, "Yeah, well, I know someone who said if to get out the country and go get reparations in your own country," and I'm all like, "What?" that's not what I said exactly, and that was definitely out of first. No, that was not what I said, and what I did say is definitely being taken out of context and making it seem a certain way that it's not. Yeah, that's not a safe platform to talk about race or anything like that, and especially because those people are, one, not black, or they are not from America, and yeah, it's just not a safe platform. And so that's why, yeah, I won't be back over there. Yep. Didn't do the research. Exactly. Exactly. I think what would have been better would have to have an American black person on the show to try to talk about that. I think that, and this is free game right here. I think that would have been a better, stronger message than whoever she had up there trying to teach me about reparations. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Is this real? Like, that's sometimes I gotta ask myself that. Like, what the fuck is going on? Huh? And then somehow, just like, I hate to go back to this, the plantation wife thing, how I was literally defending someone because somebody had called a person a plantation wife, which had a whole bunch of negative racist connotations to it. And I was called out for calling it out. How am I called out for calling out the racism in the big? So, yeah. But that wasn't on Maggie's channel. That was on V Goddess, which V Goddess, you're weird. Like, leave me alone. If you watching right now, go stop being fucking weird. Y'all know the night that I was I'll say his name. I was mad at Denat, and I was all like, yeah, I'm gonna take your channel and shit like that. Well, you remember there was like people coming up and like I was covering up the screen. Well, that was V Goddess and saying all that shit and doing all that, and that shit was just fucking weird. And I'm all like, dude, like, what is wrong with you? Like, that shit's not funny. Like, stop pretending to be somebody, clicking the link, and then it was too much. It was way too much. It's laughable, bitch didn't know half the stuff she was talking about. It's really sad. Exactly. A plantation wife, listen. I didn't know what a plantation wife was, but I knew that shit wasn't okay. Because I was like, plantation wife, huh? I was like, what the fuck does that mean? But it was specifically saying that to a black woman who has a white husband. And I was all like, yeah. And mind you, the person had explained it. They were like, oh, well, I said it because she has a white husband and she thinks she's white. Bitch, that still don't make it better. But somehow I was turned out, oh, all you do is talk about race. And mind you, I didn't even put race into it, but the person who said somehow the lady who said plantation wife was in the right and I was in the wrong. And let me tell you, when I was on Matthew's channel today, I started getting flashbacks. I was all like, oh, this is not safe. This is not a safe space for black people. This is not a safe space. Like, this is wife 2. Oh shit. Okay, I'm back. This is Plantation Wife 2.0. My hands are tied. Plantation Wife 2.0, I'm not doing it no more. Nothing. I'm not. Because let me tell you, the person who they were talking about being racist was this chick named Stormy or whatever, right? Let me tell you, they don't care. They're having these conversations, and I'm not just talking about Maggie, I'm talking about the people in the black tea sector and stuff like that. They don't care about that lady being racist. This is content to them. They don't give a damn. They don't care. So whatever she say and do to them, they don't care. Just like the jelly girl. The jelly girl is still off being racist, but they still let her click the link and all this other shit. So obviously they don't care. They're still literally messing with these people. So yeah, to them it's just content. Don't think they all like fight the power, and yeah, don't think they fight the power. They ain't pro-black like that. You know, AT2, you always say, you know, you black like this and not black like this. Yes, I'm gonna be black like this and not like this. That's it. That's it. That's all. You know. Hopefully you learned something. Shit. That's the only thing I can say. I don't like either one, to be honest. Yeah. All that, and that's the thing too, because especially now in this country, in America, to play with the whole race thing and make it a joke or make it content, I don't like that. I think oh, it's gone? Oh, wow. But to play with the whole race thing and using that for content and not like as a learning lesson, like, here's my thing. No matter if y'all like each other or don't like each other, y'all should at least band together and be like, hey, we're not going to stand for this and we're not going to platform this motherfucker. That's what they should do. We're not going to platform this motherfucker and leave it at that. But instead, they are still platforming them. So it's all like, okay, well, do you actually care about racism, or is this all a game to y'all? Like, I don't know. Excuse me. I'm ready to fight Jelly every time I see her. Right. Every time I listen, I don't know if Jelly is even still around. I don't know. So I'm just like, yeah. So your opinion is more important? Oh, I don't think that's for me. I was like, what opinion? Um, just because Maggie Canadian doesn't mean she isn't black. No, let's be clear. Let's be clear. I have never said Maggie was not black. I have never said that. I know Maggie is black, but we're not going to pretend like she doesn't play willfully ignorant. And you can explain it to her every kind of way, and she still will not get it. Like, that's somebody, it's not even about her being Canadian and stuff like that. She knows who her market is, she knows who her target audience is, and so she willfully played dumb like she doesn't understand it. But like I said, her social media had already been exposed, and she knows about Black Lives Matter. She knows about how Black people are treated. She knows about all this stuff. It's on her Facebook, but she'll get on here and be like, oh no, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. No, you know, that is the problem. Because I guess the money is good, so you don't want to speak up and speak up on things. That is the problem. She does know better. She's pretending not to know better. And then here's my problem, because I'm the one calling it out, but y'all have me looking crazy like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Why am I the one who always calls it out and then gets in trouble, but y'all don't say anything? Y'all just leave me fucking hanging. Like, what the fuck? I'm always speaking up. And then somehow I get thrown under the bus. And I know I'm not wrong. Like, it would be different if I was like wrong. I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I was wrong on this. No, I know I'm right. And mind you, I didn't go dox her Facebook or anything like that. it was this Susan lady, or she was called the critic, and she like tagged me and was all like, "Oh, Matt," some white lady. She said like me and Maggie were both racist, and oh, Maggie thinks the same way AT2 does, and all this other shit. And I'm all like, huh? And like she had posted that, yeah. So I didn't like dox her. I just want to be clear. I didn't dox her. Like that's just what I seen. Yeah. So yeah, I would listen. I don't be looking on people's Facebook and all that shit. I don't do that. So um shit, I barely look at my own Facebook. Hold on. You have the right to your opinion based on your research. AT2, we stand with you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, damn. We've been here for an hour. Shit. Damn. We've been here that long? This is just only supposed to be like 30 minutes. You know, I only go an hour. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Be safe. Please hit that like button. Oh, and make sure this is the backup channel. So you got to make sure that you're subscribed to the backup channel. I love y'all for being here. Thank you so much. But we out. Deuces.